Hello and welcome everyone to the start of another week and the start of another Daily 8 on the News 8 Live Desk. Phil Penarski here with the top stories that you need to know for your Monday. Our first story of the day takes us to Colfax Township down in Oceana County. Authorities say that a 19-year-old was killed after the ATV that they were riding on rolled over Saturday afternoon. According to the Oceana County Sheriff's Office, a 31-year-old Grand Rapids man was driving the vehicle on Madison Road when he lost control and then the ATV flipped over. The victim was riding in the passenger seat at the time and died from their injuries. The driver and another 19-year-old passenger sustained minor injuries. That's according to the Sheriff's Office. At this time, authorities are continuing to investigate the cause of this crash. And nearly 200 schools across the country were sent meat that is now being recalled due to possible listeria contamination. Nearly 12 million pounds of meat and poultry have now been recalled from Bruce Pack. The items range from frozen dinners to pre-made sandwich wraps and salads. The USDA released a list of the schools that were impacted, including a few here in West Michigan. We have that full list, which you can view right now over on woodtv.com. While there haven't been any reported illnesses linked to this recall, health officials are still advising consumers to avoid eating the items at this time. And November 5th is, of course, the presidential election, but for those living in Grand Rapids, they will also be voting for a new mayor for the city. Mayor Rosalind Bliss has reached the end of her tenure as mayor of the city of Grand Rapids, and now two candidates are looking to take over the job. Sunita Lanier and David LeGrand are both running for that position, and you can hear more about each candidate and their plans for the future of Grand Rapids in a debate happening tonight. The Grand Rapidian and GRTV will host the debate at Wealthy Theater starting at about 5:30 tonight. It is free to attend, but you must register ahead of time to be able to go see it in person. We have ways for you to do that right now over on our website, woodtv.com. And now for some business news. Steelcase has reportedly sold 316 acres it owns in Gaines Charter Township to Microsoft. The transaction was first reported by Cranes. The purchased land is located on the corner of Patterson Avenue and 76th Street and cost Microsoft just over $45 million. While there is no official release on what Microsoft plans to use this land for, Microsoft did release a statement to Cranes saying that this purchase is part of their ongoing search for development opportunities in the state of Michigan. And there's also some potential redevelopment going on in Comstock Township. Later tonight, the Board of Commissions will hear about a plan that would bring retail and housing spaces to a 2-acre strip of land on King Highway and River Street. The concept would feature 2 buildings hosting first-floor commercial space along with 12 second-floor lofts. It would also bring a bistro and brew pub to the space that overlooks the Kalamazoo River and some additional housing spaces as well. The Board of Commissioners will only be hearing about this plan as a vote has not been set. A time to vote has not been set at this time. And a unique West Michigan neighborhood is one step closer to getting some national recognition. Local historians are currently working on getting the Auburn Hills neighborhood of Grand Rapids added to the National Register of Historic Places. The Auburn Hills neighborhood dates all the way back to the 1960s on Grand Rapids' northeast side, but its roots go back decades further. We go into the history of the neighborhood inside our story on woodtv.com, courtesy of digital reporter Matt Jarowski. And we are now going to take a step aside and get you a look at your forecast. Here is Storm Team 8 meteorologist Scott Larson.
We had an abundance of sunshine over the weekend, and that holds true on our Monday. Another beautiful day to check out the fall foliage out there. High temperatures should be rising well into the 70s, including 77 in Ravenna, 79 degrees today in Greenville, 77 in Big Rapids. The temperature topping off near 80 degrees in Grand Rapids. And though that is on the warmer side for sure, the record high for today is at 85, set back in 1953. Paw Paw may touch 80 degrees this afternoon, 79 for Schoolcraft and also Battle Creek. A cooler pattern looks to establish itself as we get to Wednesday of this week.
All right, thanks, Scott. And we end today's show with those Detroit Lions. How about that game yesterday? Even after a pretty melancholy week last week following the big win in Dallas, but also losing Aiden Hutchinson, the team put all of that aside and were able to go on the road and get a big-time NFC North win over the previously undefeated Minnesota Vikings. The Lions played great on each phase of the ball, special teams, defense, and offense, but no one probably had a better day than Jared Goff, who moved into some pretty elite company with his performance yesterday. Goff is now just the 4th quarterback in NFL history to post a passer rating of 140 or better in 3 consecutive games. He did it against the Seahawks, the Cowboys, and now the Vikings. The only other 3 signal callers to do that in NFL history are Kurt Warner, Roger Staubach, and Aaron Rodgers. If Goff is able to dominate once again next week against the Tennessee Titans, he would become the first quarterback to hit a 140 passer rating in 4 consecutive games. So definitely looking out for that game as even more so than just despite hoping the Lions get a win there. And that is going to do it for us today on another Daily 8. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow for 8 more stories that you need to know for your Tuesday. I want to thank everybody so much for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.